partner lip flip. I can make my trunk jump, wave, hop, and skip. I got diamonds in your face like my partner lip flip. I can make my trunk jump, wave, hop, and skip. I got diamonds in your face like my partner lip flip. I can make my trunk wave, hop, and skip. Straight out of Dallas, I'm chasing salad, I'm savage, and when it come to that money, Zilla, man, gotta have it. See, I be swerving and cool. My brown skin is the truth. Still answer calls from my ex, cause I be fucking. What's up, people? Guess what? The longer wait. What's going on, people? The long. We had a. You know how you watch a TV show, and they go to a mid-season finale, and then you got to come back a couple months later. That's what we did at Superman Luva show. Welcome back. Hey, I just want to say I've missed y'all. I've missed everybody. I'm glad to be back where I like to be. And we got a good show for you to hear today. But before we do that, we're going to pay some bills. And I want to send out a shout out to the people that sponsor this show. So we want to give a shout out to Damn Whiskey. All right? Damn Whiskey. It's a really good whiskey. You can get it. It's embodying elegance and sophistication. DAMM stands for Distinguished and Modern Men. You can find Damn Whiskey at Total Wine and More, all of them. And if you're on the south side of town, if you're in Bear Creek, you go to Bear Creek Liquors off of Bear Creek, where you can find Damn Whiskey. All right? Because when I drink it, it made me say, that's some damn good whiskey. All right? There we go. So now what we got on the show today is I consider him a good friend because last year I was called, Pat, these refs doing this. He like, man, that's how the play go. That's how that's supposed to happen. You know, but when I say a really good person, he is the owner of Big U Sports League, BYSL, co-owner with my man, Mr. Raymond. Last year was my first year in the group. And I just want to give this shout out. We're going to introduce. His name is Pat Boteezy, Big U Sports League. Pat, everybody bring in Pat. What's going on, Pat?
Hey, what it do, baby? Dub, salute.
So I know you heard the intro, right?
Yeah.
That's your boy B.U.C.Z.
B.U.C.Z.
So tell everybody how you we're gonna start off by that, how you and Bushy know each other.
Man, it goes way back. We used to have a rap group called UMP, short for Unorthodox Players, kind of unorthodox name by my homeboy Big Suge. And we got signed by Throwdown Sam from K104. So, yeah, he was actually our manager. And so we started out actually doing jingle songs for Skip Murphy and Company. So we did that for 5 years. So, you know, like Cut That Cake Together and all them songs like that, we wrote those. You know what I'm saying? Some of them we didn't write. Big Fat Woman, that was on Sam Putney and them, but we did a lot of the stuff that they heard in the mornings. And so Throwdown knew Bushy or whatever. I think Bushy then was trying to push their music. And he kind of put us together and stuff when we started hitting the studio. And, man, I remember Bushy would come in there, and he was the one-take king. He'd just come in there, flow something one time, and it was like he wrote that thing down, man. That thing was fire. And then he had a partner named Simo.
R.I.P. Simo.
R.I.P. Simo, man. Simo was the king of hooks. He came in there and sung some fire hooks from us. Man, I'm about to bring some of the songs that me, Bushy, and Simo did.
That'd be fire.
Yeah, I don't even know why I didn't think about bringing those today, but yeah, we did some fire songs back in the days. In My Hood, I can't think. We Throwed. We did a couple of songs that was I love the We Throwed with Simo, because that boy sung that from his heart and stuff like that. So
when we was in high school, Simo would walk around. We'd be in class, and R. Kelly had this song 12 play. Yeah, we 12 play. One. Give me. He used to have a song called 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, because he said all the odd numbers was the bad ones, so he was 2, 4, 6, give it a little, 8, 10, 12. You're right, the king of hooks.
Yes, sir.
King of hooks. R.I.P. Simo. Shout out to people watching. I see you, Paul. Hey, Miss Janice. Hey, what's up, Big Fred? You remember Simo, Big Fred, class 97. So before we get started into this Saturday, That's it. Saturday starts Big U Sports League. It's the kickoff, and I'm ready. I'm excited for the new season. But I want to talk about something real quick because it's been a topic of discussion for the past couple weeks. I hate we kind of on the tail end of it, but there was a picture floating around of, and I'm not going to show the picture because I'm not going to give it legs like that. It was shared 15,000 times.
Right.
But it said F Havoc from DEA with 4 young gentlemen, 4 young athletes throwing up the middle. Well, 2 of them were throwing up the middle finger. I think one was throwing up the deuce or something. Being that you're an owner of a league, how do you feel about that? And what would be, if this was us, what would be the corrective action for that?
Wow, this is it's amazing because I literally just had a conversation about this today with the city of DeSoto because we were working with them on getting their field ready for one of our teams this weekend, and they got a new policy out, and it actually happened before this incident where they don't want people bringing in DJs with the custom music. They want the music edited. If you do your walk-in music, the music has to be edited. And so they were already preemptively taking steps to try to clean it up. I feel the same way. I don't like all the custom music and stuff. I believe in God. So my thing is to keep it clean for the kids and stuff, man. Let them be as innocent as they can before they get to the real world. Hell, they're going to get cussed out by enough coaches in high school. But I think, to me, I'm just going to be real, bro. It's a breakdown of society. I think we're in a godless society because 10 years ago, this wouldn't have been acceptable. You would have had parents pulling kids off their team for seeing something like this. And I will say this. This had nothing to do with the leadership as far as, hey, they promoted their team to do this. There was a couple of parents that got together to do that. But my brother has a saying all the time, you may not be responsible, but you will be held accountable. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you have to be held accountable for the things that goes around your program and stuff like that. I saw the statements and stuff. I thought Courtney did a great job with a major statement out there, so kudos to them for that. But I feel like as leaders, though, we do have to be held responsible for what goes on in your organization. I've had conversations with league owners where they'll have some parents that are out of control, and they'll be like, man, I can't control that. I'm like, you are the owner of this team. You better control it. You know what I'm saying? So, that type of thing cannot be tolerated. I think we're just going too far with all the this and that. Now, the funny thing about it is we're having this conversation. I just had a conversation with one of the DA coaches. And, shout out to them. We're bringing them in the league on 11U.
I saw that. And they're ranked number 1.
Yeah, so we're bringing them in on 11U, and they definitely are all the way like, hey, hands off. We're going to have clean slogans. We good. So, they realized that it was an issue as well. Like I said, it's not their fault at the top, but you will be held accountable because I know people will have come to them from the city and different things like, hey, we got to tone that down. And I think they've done a good job of fixing that issue. And we just got to make sure that, the parents have to know that, hey, this brand on my chest, y'all got to protect the brand. Yes. We can't do anything to bring shame to our brand.
Yeah. So I remember last year, me and Mr. Raymond had a really good talk. And what parents don't understand, like some people, it's just a shirt of this. And it's stuff like that, the fights, that's hard for your team or any other team to get a field in specific areas.
Facts. Boy, preach. Now, on that, I'm having to appeal to the city of Dallas because Fort Worth and Mansfield and DeSoto are great places to get fields. They work with you really well. So I want to shout out Mansfield, DeSoto, and all of Fort Worth. Damn good job of working with the U teams to get fields. Now, I understand the climate, and some people just don't want to touch U football. But Dallas is as big of a city as it is the 3rd or 4th largest city in the U.S., and you are struggling to get a field. And then when you get a field, they're taxing it so high, they're basically letting you know they don't want you there. So.
So that's why Mr. Raymond said because the fight broke out, and he said that's the reason why we can't get a field in Dallas.
Facts.
And,
So it's a double-edged sword. I mean, the city it should be trying to work with you because these are your future athletes that are going to be playing at Sock and Woodrow and Kimball and all that type of stuff. But they don't want the smoke either. They know that youth football in particular, I'm just going to say it, keep it real, youth football in particular brings a certain element, a certain edge. There's always an edge at a youth football game. We always know that there's going to be a parent or a coach that can just snap at any minute and go off. We got to fix that situation ourselves. That's in-house. We got to have leaders and elders that say, hey, we can't have y'all acting like this, man. Y'all going to ruin it for all of us. They don't understand that. I hear people coming in saying F this and F that because they don't care. They ain't paying for it. They ain't got to rent it. They ain't got to deal with the repercussions of their actions.
Yeah. If you're a Dallas team, Dallas Cardinals, what was it? They were the Wolverines last year. I don't know if they're still with
Oh, Triple D Wolverines.
Triple D, Dallas, we had to play way in Funky Town.
Facts. that makes my
we're
point
literally
right
10
there.
minutes away from each other.
Right.
And we have to go way deep into Funky Town
Exactly.
to play.
Yeah, exactly.
And we have all these fields that we could get from, but it's the extra that come with youth football that puts a negative stamp on youth football.
Right. And I would say this, and you have some suburban areas that go out of their way to not rent a field to you. Duncanville, my alma mater, will not rent a field to you. They come out with every excuse in the book not to rent the field for you. I done heard some ridiculous ones. Some other ones just put their prices so high that you're not gonna be able to touch it anyway. But yeah, Duncanville, we're shooting slugs because y'all tripping over there. I done talked to y'all multiple times, and y'all would not. And y'all got all types of fields. So I don't know what's going on in D-Ville. Shout out to my school, but no love right now.
Before I got into youth sports, before I got into youth football, I was doing soccer. I was coaching soccer. I had my team, was called Lancaster Tigers. And right after that football incident, right behind the soccer fields,
Right.
You're right. Not only do they jack the price for us for soccer,
Right.
and then you had to have like 5 policemen.
Right.
From 5 hours, and it was almost like really like $500 an officer.
Right.
So then, parents, when you have that and you want to play in specific places, so now you got to pay for security. That's going to be incorporated in your fees. So now I have to up the fees to where we was probably $65. Now I got to do $120, maybe $150, just so we can cover every game with security.
Facts. And
then people say, "Oh, why is it so high?" Because it's, and we got to tone. It's youth,
right?
And I'm not gonna. I get rowdy too. And my wife has to tone me down at times. But to the point where I want to fight somebody, no.
Right. And I ain't gonna lie, I was that coach when I was coaching. Boy, the reason I even became a referee was because I was a rowdy coach. Boy, and the referee pulled me to the side and say, "Man, take my number down. I'm gonna make you a ref, man." And he thought I wasn't gonna go for it because I was so rowdy. And I ended up becoming a head ref in my first year and just took off from there.
That's wonderful, Pat. So I'm glad I got that take from you. I've been wanting to ask you that question. I just want to put it out there for all the youth sports. We got to, parents, coaches, spectators, we got to contain ourselves because it's really hurting the team and your kids at the long run. And for anybody that complains when you live in DeSoto or Ferris and then you're playing another Ferris team and you got to go way out to Crowley to play, it's because of that. It's because of, like I said, these cities aren't written or letting them won't let us get their field. So we got to go where a field can be rented. So back to the thing, we got you down. It's the kickoff season. First game starts Saturday. And I want to ask you a question. I want to know, what was the origins of BYSL? How did it come to play?
Well, it really started back in 2019, whatever year that COVID happened or whatever. Uh-huh. We was running our ref business, whistleblowers. We was reffing in all the major leagues and all that type of stuff. And then shout out to Rashid Aziz, he was actually running a spring league that we used to ref. And he was like, man, I like the way you run your business. He said, bro, I'm just going I'm done running leagues and stuff like that, man. I want you to run the spring league. So it was under Texas Select at the time. And I was honored to do that, and it was just going to be a spring league. I had no intentions of doing fall. So we were just going to rock our spring, but then COVID happened. And so we had everybody that paid in, we was going to refund their money or whatever and be like, hey, we'll come back next spring. But everybody was like, nah, man, hold on to the money. We're going to see if we're going to play in the fall. So we was able to play in the fall. Some other leagues didn't play, so we was able to bring in a bunch of teams in the fall. I think us and Texas Sports was the only leagues that ran during COVID. And, man, after that, I liked it, the energy. And me, everybody that know me, they know I'm going to do it big. I'm going to, always, hey, wait a minute. Hey, I think I brought some stuff. Let me see. I don't know if they can see it on camera. But, yeah, we're just going to put some of this bling out here and stuff like that. Some of that like that. But, yeah, everything I do, little pinky rings for the girls and stuff. But, yeah, man, everything we do, we do it big. So that's always been a motto of mine. Like even with our big man competition was called Do It Big. Even before we formed Big Youth and stuff. And everything from Texas Select through everything that's just migrated and merged into what Big Youth Sports League is now.
That's great. Now, look at the rings. And out, to my recollection, it was wonderful what you did for the cheerleaders and team moms last year. So cheerleaders and team moms, usually when kids win, the football players get the trophy or get the rings. The cheerleaders really just nothing, or the team moms. But last year, I think it was, because we were 6U. I know I wasn't in the 5U press conference, so you might have introduced it then. But for the 6U, when you said that, the team moms and cheerleaders erupted because they never got that love before. And I just want to thank you because just to see the look on their face, being ecstatic was great. What made you and Mr. Raymond and them say, you know what, we want to throw flowers to the girls and the team moms and the cheerleaders that helped the team?
Oh, this is going to be a funny story. But yeah, the first time we did it was with the 5U before you, and man, the cheerleaders' faces lit up. I think Hall of Fame just reposted that last week. But man, this is how it actually happened.
Shout out to Hall of Fame.
Shout out Hall of Fame TV. All right, so we the cheer department, we've been struggling over there to get the cheerleaders to have events and stuff like that. Like when we first did Texas Select, we had like a dope event. We had a bunch of teams there. We even had teams from Houston come down. It was lit. And after that, we lost that momentum or whatever. We went through a couple of cheer directors, and I'm just like, why can we not get all the cheerleaders to do these events and play for something? So I was like, last year, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to motivate them. We're going to put a ring out there. We're going to put a ring on it. It was going to be called Put a Ring on It for the championship. Still no movement, man. I'm like, man, what is going on with cheer? We got all these teams and these cheerleaders, and there's only like 3 or 4 teams that want to cheer. So I was like, you know what? I'm not going to even worry about the cheer for this year. We're not going to do any events this year. What we're going to do is we're going to give the rings to all the teams that win cheerleaders. So if your team wins on that level, it can't be all 30 of your cheerleaders. It's going to be the cheerleaders that cheer with that 8U or that 6U or whatever. When they're in the room and congratulating the boys, we just going to give them the ring, and we ain't going to tell nobody about it because I wanted the genuine surprise and feel of that.
It got it. Bruh,
to this day, we were doing certifications, and they said, you gonna do that again? You better do that again. Like everybody wants their flowers. But man, I'm telling you, every press conference, the girls were lit. They up there in the camera showing off the rings and all that, and just excited because they're there to support the boys, and they're excited that the boys have won and about to get their rings. But then for them to actually feel a part of that as well, bro, it was mind blowing.
It was. It was great to see them. The girls in our face, they like Joker smiles.
Kool-Aid. Yeah.
Joker smiles, just cheesing. And like you said, they was, like, you know.
Yeah.
And then to see them like all day, because like I have a son that played on 8U, so we had 6. And I'm kind of upset with you on that one too, Pat.
What was that?
8U plays so late. So it's usually 5, 6, 7, 8. It was 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 8, 12. I'm like, bruh.
I don't even remember that. So I don't know how that happened. maybe it was.
I was ready to go.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened. I don't know what the idea behind that was, but yeah, it should have went in order.
But hey, I had a good time anyway. It was out in Crowley. The vendors was out there. The food was great.
Bruh.
The vibe was great. Then y'all had the whole vibe at this. It was cold, so the vibe was so great you wasn't worried about the cold.
Right.
That's how great it was. So, and that was my first experience with BYSL way back in the day. My oldest son was with the Snoop League down in Houston with the Seahawks.
Right.
This vibe was better than that.
Hey.
We lost to that San Antonio team, but it's the vibe itself, the whole just the vibe was.
Oh yeah, the vibe, the energy. Yeah, I mean having the press conference room and how Hall of Fame came in there and helped us set that up right. I mean we had the TV screens with all of the ring ceremonies and trophy ceremony. I mean it was fire, bro. Like normally you I had to pat myself on the back for that one because bro, we put so much hard work into that, and for it to come to fruition, yeah,
it was wonderful.
Yeah.
I like the build up to it. Y'all was putting out little tidbits every day.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. And it was great. Hey, once again, hey, y'all, we are live from Dallas on Air downtown. If you want to call in and talk to Mr. Bosby, the number is 469-708-8609. Again, that number is 469-708-8609. And then we got our boy Jansen. Jansen, I'm glad to be back in the building with you, man. It's been a while. My boy Jansen, if you watching, I'm put a plug out there for you. If you're watching Thursday Night Football, you want to know how you're watching it, it's because this man right here, he does the video for Thursday Night Football. So when you're watching Thursday Night Football, he's the one behind it.
Well, we do Skycam. But
yeah. You
okay.
got to see from the sky.
Okay.
Flying around on the field, that's us.
Yeah. Hey, Jansen, turn that the middle monitor around because I'm going to actually put up a picture.
All right, and before we go on, I'm gonna have my host Gary quit butchering my name. It's Boteezy.
Boteezy.
This time you ain't never. Look, I had to mess with.
I've been saying that for a whole year, bro.
Yeah, Boteezy. I had to get with Hall of Fame last night. He was butchering a few names too, so it happens.
Pat. I can't butcher that. Pat.
Yeah.
Pat
Boteezy.
Boteezy. I'm sorry, y'all. I've been saying that for years. He's never said nothing. I've been saying that for a whole year. He ain't never said nothing. Woo.
We Gucci.
Hey, put a picture up, Jansen. I want to talk about something real quick.
Which one?
Anyone. Just put anyone. All right, here is the ranking for 8U.
Right.
Ooh, we NXT Chiefs, Texas Faithful Warriors. I can't see who number 3 is.
3 is Wichita Falls Leopards.
They are, boy. Me and you were just talking about that. We want to talk about the little man right there. 4 is the Wolves. 5, I can't see who 5
DFW Cobras look like it.
DFW Cobras. And we're like 6. Hall of Fame kind of mad. But I get it, though. I get it.
No doubt.
I understand. We just going to have to work from the mud and come on up. That's how you got to do it sometimes. So, NXT Chiefs, you think they could run it back this year?
Yeah, actually they played in the spring, and so they got an advantage on all y'all because they played in the spring along with the Texas Faith Warriors.
Oh, the spring tackle.
Spring tackle, yeah, and they won it, and they were pretty dominant early. I would say the teams near the end kind of caught up with them, and they had more close competitive games, but they still won the championship.
Okay. We were talking about, so let me ask you this. Here's a quick question. What is the league's philosophy, and what makes your approach effective?
Well, the philosophy is to do it big. Everything we do it big. My brother knows that I'm real tedious and meticulous with everything we do, probably to a fault because he's like, bro, this is a little league sport. You ain't got to do all that. But, that's just me. Everything I do, I'm going to do all that. Like anything I touch, I want it to be, as good as possible. So when I'm not doing this anymore, when I'm not owning a league or whatever, and they talk about me 10 years from now, they're going to be like, dang, bro, we sure wish he was still doing it because they did it big, So that's the approach. And I also do a high school podcast called The Dub. So I want to promote the kids and stuff and the next superstars because I'm going to be interviewing them on The Dub, 5 years from now, 3 years from now, and stuff like that.
And hopefully you got my boy Baby Hoyt on The Dub and my boy JJ. But I just saw something right here. I see one of my kinfolk said he left the Havoc and went to Texas Faith. 6U flag. Bruh, I'm so mad at you. We right down the street. You going to go way to Fort Worth, the Texas Faith? Bruh, I like Texas Faith Warriors. They got a little kid on there I call him Icy. He's on their 5U. But really, Cameron? Got you. Okay. Got you. Bruh, man, I'm so upset.
That's tough.
Bruh, okay. You ain't coming to Thanksgiving. So, so Pat, what is the what do you expect Saturday? What's your expectation Saturday?
Woo, but look, week one always comes with quote unquote issues and stuff in week one. And I mean, we've already ran through the gamut of it. We had a field that was double booked, so we had to move the games to Sunday. We've had another field where something happened with the coach, and so they now we're unable to stay with the commitment that he set up. So we had to move that game somewhere else. Week one is about surviving. I ain't gonna lie. Me and Raymond always laugh about that. Once we get past week one, all the last minute certifications, all the trying to get the books together and all that type of stuff we've been working on for 3 months, but then they wait
to the last day.
3 months.
I was thinking like we had 2 flag babies on the Zoom yesterday trying to certify.
Facts. Bro, and that's every team.
We had them on it, but they just got here, so they just
and I understand that because recruiting you can recruit all the way up to the start of the season, which we encourage that because you want to make sure your numbers are good and you can survive the season. But for us, it's just about, man, let's get to the – but one thing we're going to do this year that's got me excited because now I can just not worry about, dang, let's just get to it and through it. We're going to do a big youth game day. You know what I'm saying? We hope – we're going to experiment a little bit, me and Hall of Fame.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait.
Yeah. So
I can't wait. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah, we're going to do it from the game site. Now, I'm a little upset because the stadium we was going to do it from, and I'm not going to mention the name. I ain't going to throw them under the bus. I don't think. Maybe I will. But the setup was perfect to do the game day there, and I was excited about doing it. But then the issue with the staff and all that, and we had to move the game. But so the one we're moving it to, it'll be cool. But I felt like the other one was set up perfectly for what we were trying to do. So we're gonna kind of thug it out and see how we can get it done and the look we're needing and all that. But we want the fans every week that we come out and do Big U Game Day. That's gonna be at the Game of the Week site. We want y'all to come out with your signs and your face painted and your cheerleaders and their pom-poms and all that. We want y'all to come by the setup and talk that talk, cheer. Be respectful. We don't want all that extra, drama and cussing and stuff, but be respectful. Have fun with it. It's a fun thing. It's not a drama thing. So let's have fun with it.
That's awesome. Hey, I'm going to give big ups to that. I give a big ups to that. So with that saying, we was talking about the Wichita Fall Leopards, right?
Yes, sir.
They have a young gentleman. Me and you were talking before the cameras were rolling.
Yes, sir.
You said you think he's one of the best out there.
Yes, sir.
Who is
he? DJ Jordan. Junior, or the third. I think he's the third. I actually interviewed him when I was in Wichita certifying and stuff, but I've been following this kid because he's an amazing athlete. In basketball, his dad told me he was a nationally ranked 6-year-old or something like that, and I'm like, I didn't know they ranked him that small. But if you look at his highlights, the highlights are ridiculous. The boy got handles, moves, just bucking on everybody. And he's that same player on the football field. Like you said, y'all played him when he had a cast on and he was clowning. Now the cast off. So what you think he gonna do?
And it was a cast like the one that you can't. It's bent like this.
Yeah. So
it was acting a nut. I was like,
yes, sir.
who is this little boy?
Yes, sir.
So yeah, he was. You always have that. Every team has like that dog, and he was that. But they have another little boy too that was kind of cold too. So I'm excited. We got to go to Wichita this year, and I'm excited. Excited.
As a matter of fact, we're gonna do a road show up there too. So that may be the week we go. I think either that week or that week or the Texas Fate week or the Chiefs week. We got 3 options near the end of the season to go up there. We're gonna figure out what week, but we want to show them love up there, man, because they're coming from a far distance. Last year they had to travel a lot. So for them to get the games that they're getting this year is a blessing to them, and we're excited for the league.
So there's something new on the schedule. Cross play, right?
So I'll explain what that is. So we got a couple of things going. So with the cross play, we did something called Age Pure United, where we have teams like Bullet, TNT, Dallas Elite, Texas Elite, Flame Gang. Can't be remiss if I don't mention Flame Gang. So they're all on this side. And so what we did was we combined 3 leagues together to form Age Pure United. Next year, I feel like we're going to be super strong in that. This year is just the first rollout. But then on their side, they have, like we do, we have our traditional side, and they have basically their Age Pure teams. We're kind of helping them out on their side as far as scheduling. They wanted to do like a little cross play. They're connected to the Premier League, and they're connected to Texas Power Ranking. I'm pretty sure y'all familiar with that. Yeah. Where you get those rankings and stuff, and so we have setups where when teams are off on their bye week, they play over there against some of those teams, and I think this would be great competition across the entire city.
Hey, I saw that. I was like, wait, what is this? And we spoke about it. I think that's pretty cool, man. It gives you a chance to see other teams.
Absolutely.
And then see like, hey, if like you said, they say Texas Power Ranking was supposed to be like the top. Can you stomp with the big dogs? And if you stomp with the big dogs, then hey, you in there. So, but football, I think, like you said, like that movie, any given Sunday or any given Saturday,
right?
The best team can fall. The best can fall.
Absolutely.
Hey, so what can the parents and spectators expect to see and experience for this coming up season?
Well, I think the biggest thing is, I would say this: we've always been a media savvy league. We've worked with a lot of media throughout our entire time of doing this. We worked with Semi Pro Live when we was with Texas Select, and then we worked with Keeping What Your Heart Beat Like quite a bit. And Hall of Fame is now a media director, so we went in that direction where he's more hands-on. He does a lot of more stuff than just streaming games. So he's very multifaceted. He does a lot of the artwork and all the other stuff you see, and he's all in. He's heavily invested in making sure that the league has the look that it needs to have. So I think the parents will enjoy that because he's going to always push and promote and have their kids in the best position to shine.
That's great. I did see that I did see in the group the media pass and stuff like. So if you get a media pass, what does that give you? Okay, so
and that's all through Hall of Fame. Anything media, I want that to go through Hall of Fame or whatever. We have enough on our plate, so he's directing everything from the media pass. I forgot how much it costs, but it gets them all access to the fields, to every game, the Super Bowls, the championships, everything. And then in turn they're supplying a lot of video and stuff because we're gonna play with a few shows, try to get them out, see if they work. I have an ideal for a highlight show. So this is really the motivation behind having the media team. So every team should have 1 to 2 media people or whatever. They'll pay for their passes or whatever, and they'll supply a lot of stuff that we would then in turn use and give them their credit on, and then they can use their content also on their pages and monetize or whatever they do on their side.
Man, when Pat said he do it big, he got to do it big. Jam, put another picture up. I like that, Pat. BYSL, big. Okay, what is this? The nine? What's it? 9U. Well, did we already do this one? No, this.
No,
is
you did 8U.
8U. This is 9U.
I thought you was going to 6U or 10U.
It's coming. It's coming.
Okay.
9U. Let's see. Number 1. Looks like that's NXT Chiefs again.
Yes.
Oh man, who's the next one?
Emya Frogs. They're out of kind of the Fort Worth area. I've seen them play. Hall of Famers cover them. They got some. They got something.
And then who's number 3?
Number 3 is Big Bullet.
We played them in flag. They're pretty cool. Get the chair. Come right here.
All right. Good deal.
And then we have who's number 4?
Look like Kaufman Cowboys.
Okay, and then number 5.
Look like North Texas Cowboys.
All right, so
And I'm gonna say this before you go on. There's actually more teams that we just decided only on that side to do 5 because on the other side it's a clean 10. You know, it's 10 teams, good thing. On here it varies. Some levels have 7, some levels have 6, some levels have 8. So we just made it a top 5 as far as being in a ranking.
Okay, I like that, man. So what's the difference between traditional and pure age for the people out there that don't know? Because they have traditional teams like Dallas Cardinals is a traditional team, but you have pure age teams or organizations. What's the difference between traditional and pure age?
Well, I know it's a lot of banter about that. Your traditional is going to be your traditional 2-level teams. Your 5, 6, your 7, 8s, your 9, 10s, your 11, 12s. That's the easiest explanation for traditional. Your age pure is going to be teams that have single levels. Now, the biggest fight we always get from league owners is, hey, well, if they have one team that's this, they can't be this, but you really can. If you look at most, and I just literally had this conversation with Steve Barnett from SCD yesterday. You still have your 5, 6, your 7, 8, your 9, 10s, and did that, but still have this extra level that, hey, we got so many freaking kids, we don't know what to do with. We just gonna make them age per level. You can still do that, but the fight is always gonna be with the owners. Well, this is fair, that's not fair, all that type of stuff. But really, just in layman's term, your 2-level teams are your traditional, and then your single-level teams are your age period.
Age period. Hey, I also want to give a shout out to BYSL. The Cardinals had a tragedy happen in March. Shout out to Big Yuri. And y'all did something that, you didn't have to do, but y'all did it. So one thing I know y'all did is no matter what, Yuri's name is always certified with BYSL. And I think the 8U trophy is the Big Yuri trophy. Yeah,
that'll be the coach of the year will be forever named after Yuri. Last year, if people saw the Heisman Trophy event, we actually gave out Coach of the Year trophies in the name of high school coaches. Mm-hmm. So, we had the Clyde Mathis Award and the Jason Todd and all that. So, yeah, this year we're going to do that. And then also we're probably going to do the 10-year trophy in honor of Gil from Triple D, who also passed away.
Yeah, he was a good dude. I met him when we played way in Fort Worth, and he was a really good guy. So shout out to Triple D Wolverines. I didn't see him on the schedule this week. Are they still in BYSL?
So, with the unfortunate passing of Gil, the program was shut down by the VP for the year. A lot of the kids kind of moved around different organizations. One of the organizations in the league, the Dallas Rhinos, they have a lot of the players and coaches that were with Triple D. And so they will feel familiar, but they won't feel familiar because they got a lot of other kids, and they are deep, and they're going to be a team that y'all might want to pay attention to.
Okay, I think they are on our schedule.
Oh, they definitely are.
They definitely are on our schedule. So, I'm excited about that. Once again, condolences to Triple D Wolverines. He was a good man. I'm not gonna lie, he made some good barbecue too on his on that truck.
Yeah, barbecue on the back of the truck.
Yeah, I love that. So
yeah, but I'm sorry, and I interrupted you on Yuri and stuff.
Man, but you was there at the funeral. Y'all represented, and I just want to thank you. Yuri coached now he's on 10U, but he was on 8U last year. It was a really sad moment. He's younger than me, but we went to the same high school. Me and him never really, I knew him and I didn't know him. And then after every game, he'd come up to me, hey, coach, how we do, man? Like, I wonder what how was it? And I was like, you did pretty good, man. You know, y'all won. I can't. You can't.
Right.
You won. So he always, after every game, he would come up to me, how we do, coach? And, you know, at first, let me back it up. So when my son first started playing football, you know, once again, running track, I'm like, why you ain't running the ball? Well, I couldn't find out. I ain't teach him how to catch. So I get it.
Yeah.
And so when he had him on defensive end, I said, defensive end? No, coach, they should be safety or DB or something. No, coach, let me tell you something. He's so fast. He did like this. He get to that quarterback.
Yes, sir.
And watch, coach. You're going to see it. I see. There's a highlight.
Sound like Yuri.
Hush, man. I brought you chill. So there's a highlight Hall of Fame put up with my son with the Gators. And like 2 sacks, like back to back. Boom, boom. And when that happened, he looked at me and said, I told you, coach. That's what we do. That's
what that is.
I told you. That's exactly what it is. So, hey, shout out to Big Yuri. He saw something in the kid, and all the kids loved him. He saw something in that kid, and that's the difference between being a parent and a coach. Because you're a parent, you're like, man, my baby need to run the ball.
Right.
No.
Yes, sir.
No. That's like him. This boy right here. He talking about, I want to be running back. Nah, fam. You good, but you got to be fast.
We're going to put you on the goal line, though, get you some goal line work.
Yeah, you know, on that tackle.
On that running, we're gonna go big package. We're gonna hand you that ball. We're gonna get that 2-point conversion. Can you do that?
Speak up.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Talk that talk.
He's working as DeSoto Swift. He is ranked 28th in the 8U shot put from the Junior Olympics. So give a shout out to him. Y'all see Baby Hoyt. You go to his Instagram page, Ashton_baby_Hoyt. You catch him out, see him out. Hey, there's a Jansen. There's a picture look like on a football field. Put that up. So this picture right here is, if it come when it come up, this the reason they got me this. And it was this play. So Rowdy, y'all know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call it back. Y'all did something when I say. So Rowdy was on the Kiva Rush podcast that previous Monday, and he said, we preparing for y'all. Sit back. And I was like, okay, you know, I'm thinking, yeah, whatever. They did. They was pulling guards and tackles, a 6-year-old. They was pulling, and he was on the end. And when they pulled them two little boys, they came right behind each other, bam, bam, and pushed them on the ground. They had a little boy over there. I think it might have been G-Baby or another little boy. He juking and ran and cut across the field like this. And only thing right here was touchdown. If y'all saw the score, it was 6-6.
Right.
He ran across. He got up off the floor, off the ground, and snatched the flag and held it up because he kept running. He didn't know. And held up. The refs didn't even know. And they yelled, he got the flag. That's how we won this. Because of that play.
Wow. Yeah, I know it was a last minute.
Minute. You can ask K-Mo from Texas Bulls, Rowdy, all that boy. Because he was he was to the house.
Yeah.
He was to the house and just ran across Ashton at the right moment when he was getting up off the ground.
And grabbed wow.
And grabbed that flag.
Woo.
That's how the 6U Cardinals won. And then, of course, it was 6-6, and then King did a miraculous play and scored, but
yeah, that was with seconds left.
Yeah, with seconds, ticks.
Boy, and look, that's a great game between both teams. That's a way that you want a championship game to go. It's heartbreaking for the team that loses, but man, if I'm playing the game, I don't want to be blowed out. Now, I don't mind doing the blowing out because I remember DeSoto had a coach looking in the sky when they put up 74. So, but I just don't want to be blowed out. I either want to be in a great classic game or me blowing somebody else out. But that was a great classic game.
It was a great classic weekend. So let's talk about, you said something earlier, Heisman trophies. And people don't understand. They get Heisman trophy with the dude with like this. There's a couple kids coming back that won last year.
Yes.
Do you think they could repeat. One of my favorites is because he was on the track team is Galvin Huckabee.
Yeah.
G-Baby.
G-Baby.
That boy's fast. He's
Yes,
on
sir.
the other team. I just being real. I like to see him and that boy from Wichita run up against each other.
You're probably gonna get that because they're a serious team. I think they got more numbers. I know they got more numbers this year that should help them, and they got great coaching. And so I think that's going to be a great matchup and potential Heisman Trophy, winners. Right now they're front runners. They are definitely front runners for a Heisman Trophy.
So, but I'm not going on the Cardinals. We got our little man Deuce. He's our quarterback. We have another little boy.
Okay.
We if we like to say if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So we trying, we rolling through. And like I said, y'all see week 1. We ain't gonna put it all out there, but you got a little deuce out there.
The good thing about this is the unknown. Like you think you know, but you don't know until you get to I think like week 3. By week 3, you're gonna get a good feel, and you're gonna be like, oh man, this team actually got something, or a team you thought had something. This is kind of struggling through. So this is the exciting part of the team, and the only team I feel like that you know is the 12U Cardinals. Like them boys, like but on any other level, and I'm saying the rest of the league, I don't know. Every year I go in with anticipation. It's just like me watching the Cowboys. I don't know what the Cowboys are gonna do until we get to about week 3 or 4. And I'm like, oh man, we gonna suck this year. Or we good, but then 12U Cardinals, and then I say 12U Bullet on the other side. Those are the two teams that you know. But everybody else, I'm excited, to see what they're going to do. Now, there are teams that I feel like I know, but I'm just going to reserve opinions and stuff until we get to week 3.
So I'm glad you mentioned that. So what elements about this season makes you excited? It will motivate you to continue doing this league?
Boy, that's a great question, boy, because I ain't going to lie. Some days I don't feel like doing this no more. When I got to have these long conversations with coaches that are upset about this, and I mean owners or whatever, not really coaches, but the owners, sometimes I feel like, do I really want to do this anymore? But I'm serious, boy. I've had fatigue with doing this because I put so much into it. Mm-hmm. And I expect perfection, and when it doesn't go that way, I struggle with that a little bit. But answer your question again, I probably just didn't even answer it the right way.
I asked him, so what elements about this season makes you excited? And then the second part is what motivates you to continue? Because you say sometimes doesn't make you like.
Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. I just went on a tangent. No, what motivates me is the smiles on the kids' faces, bro. I do this for the kids. I don't do this for the adults. And sometimes I feel like the adults don't do it for the kids. They're more selfish about their ambitions. Uh-huh. So what motivates me are the kids being happy and fun and great. I wish my sons had this when they were playing. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have any of the fanfare. Now, we did start doing a few things, like our kids got to play at SMU and at the Cotton Bowl, so we did start doing some of that, and that was really fun to me, being able to coach and see that. But, yeah, it's the kids, man. I want the kids to be happy and to have great experiences. Like, I'm going to give you, for instance, like DeCorian Moore. Uh-huh. The very first interview he got was from me. I interviewed him from my office building when we had Texas Select Live, our very first year. Uh-huh. And he played in our league, and we interviewed him, and he got a scholarship offer from Kansas. Never forget that. And I had him on the dub recently. I played that interview for him, and he was just like, him and his mama cracking up and stuff, because it was like, yeah, we did that. There was another kid that played for the Patriots, and I cannot remember this kid's name, but I interviewed him. They played a team from West Texas out of town. I interviewed him, and then the dad years later, showed me that interview and stuff like that. Like, these kids remember that. They remember these moments, and they cherish and carry that with them for the rest of their lives.
That's great. So, right off the top of your head, any player from either Tech Select or BYSL that's in the league now?
That's in.
Or is it too? Are we too young
we're too young. I would say DeCorian Moore would be kind of the litmus test of what we're doing. he's probably one of the best athletes that have ever played in our league. And now you see he's a 5-star and the number 1 wide receiver in the nation.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're at that point now. From what we've done, we have seniors now. So, yeah, we haven't got to the league part yet.
Okay, hey, shoot, that's good. So, when you say your kids, I saw on your Facebook page, your son.
Yes, sir.
He plays. Who does he play for? Or who
So-
did he play for?
So both of my high school or college?
Both.
Okay. So both of my sons, my oldest son played for DeSoto, and then he played for Duncanville. And he was an all district player at Duncanville under Coach Samp. And he graduated in 2017. The year they played, the quarterback got hurt against DeSoto, and they still went 4 rounds deep. I felt like if they had that quarterback in the playoffs, they would have won state that year. Like we took Allen to the hills, and then he ended up playing at Southeast Missouri State and Texas State, and now he lives in California in L.A. And yeah, so proud of him, super proud of him. Got a job at Fox Sports and ran right to California on me. So I gotta go visit him a couple of times a year. And then my youngest son, he played at Duncanville a little bit, Red Oak a little bit, and then he finished out at DeSoto, and under the great Claude Mathis, and he ended up going to Southern Nazarene in Oklahoma, and then he finished at HPU in Howard Payne University, and now he's in his first year. He graduated last year. Both of my sons college graduates, degrees. Yes, sir. And so now he's in his first year of college coaching. And I think he's got his first game this week.
Okay, so how hard? What's the transition of when you've coached your son, and then to sit back and be dad and watch him play?
For me, it was great because I never had a narcissistic attitude about coaching my kids. Like for instance, my older son, who I felt like was more talented than my younger son, he was so good that I felt like I didn't need to coach him anymore. I literally coached him for a couple of years, and I let him get coached by the DeSoto Cowboys and the Muhammad's and their staff, and they did a great job with them. Mm-hmm. And then my younger son, who I felt like needed me a little bit more, I kind of stayed with him the entire time and worked with him to get him to where he was. But once I was done, bro. Like that. And that's kind of me. When I'm done with something, I can walk away from it and not miss it. I'm good. I wasn't a helicopter dad. You know what I'm saying? I did come to practices. I did, I was very active. I would talk to coaches, but I wasn't overbearing. So I was very respectful of the process.
Hey, that's great. And hey, what's the biggest challenge you face being a league owner? You and Mr. Raymond being a league owner, what's the biggest challenge?
The biggest challenge is making sure that all the teams feel like you got their best interest in heart. I think the teams, if a decision doesn't go your way, then teams are like, oh, man, they don't like us. It's favoritism for the other team. It's not that, guys. There are rules. There are protocols. There are things you have to have in place, and every decision is not going to favor you. Some decisions are going to piss you off. But in the end, you just got to think, is the league fair? You know what I'm saying? Like everything we try to do, because we're not going to please everybody. There's going to be somebody upset about any decision, period. So I think that just letting the league know that, guys, sometimes it's not going to go your way, but we still love you.
And as somebody play refs calls and they went their way, he's still cool. He put it as this one call. I called Pat immediately on the field. And Mr. Raymond too. I said it was a playoff game, and we was playing Triple D Wolverines, and so player broke out running, and King was the last one. And when he grabbed the flag, King fell. When he jumped, grabbed the flag, fell. Little boy fell too. So if you're looking at it, looked like a tackle. The dude said touchdown. I said touchdown. He said, yeah, there was ruled the last player, because there wouldn't be nobody impeding him to score.
Right.
So since he got tackled per se and he's the last, there's nobody behind him. behind King per se, behind the defense,
Right.
it's an automatic touchdown. I said, nah, dog, nope. On the field, Pat, we got some BS going on. And Pat said, "No, man, that's that rule."
Yeah, and that was a rule. And Daryl, our guy over the that deals with the ref stuff, that rule was definitely discussed. It was put out there, and to me, it's fair. Like, hell, if you got a breakaway and you just go tackle the kid every time, you could do that all day long. So there has to be a consequence for doing something when we know it's 100% going to be a score. You know what I'm saying? Kid thinking about the dance as he going to the end zone, and boom, he gets tackled. You know, so.
He said like this. I said, no. Me and Bruce, Coach, and then he was on the phone, Mr. Raymond. We was on the phone with you. I said, he said it's a touchdown, and then he said it's a touchdown. I get it, but like you said, plays that just don't go your way or calls don't go your way, and Pat's still cool with you. But it's business.
It's business.
It's business. Sir. It's business. So I want to say, hey, thank you for allowing me to vent. And then,
look, hey, I vented earlier and wasn't even asked to vent.
and it was just sit down, boy. You want to be here? Sit down. And it was a true play. But I know you got someplace to be. You got to do a press conference. Talk about the press conference. We're gonna kind of cut this short because I know you got to skedaddle back to DeSoto.
Yeah, what time we looking at? We Gucci. Yeah. We Gucci. They actually moved the press conference back a little bit. Okay. But DeSoto's got a team coming in from Georgia, and they got this big setup, and they're going to have a big press conference with the teams before the game, you know, doing the big. Sound like some stuff I want to do. So, but yeah, you know, we because of our affiliation with the Dub and stuff, we're always invited to stuff like this. So
there's a gold ring there. So we talked about the cheerleader ring.
Yeah.
Last year's BYSL. The gold ring is a spring league ring, right?
Yeah, that was the spring.
Yeah, we didn't do spring league, but it looked nice. BL be wearing his all the time.
Yeah, you know, the kids who do it big, they got the rings too. So, so it just wasn't a tackle thing. I think 7-on-7 they got the rings as well. So,
and our big man I think got the ring too.
Yeah, the big man's got the rings, and we gave him a little backpack with some goodies in it and stuff. So,
shout out to Big Rodney.
Oh yeah, Big Rodney did his thing, boy. That boy was a beast.
Yeah, so hey, I'm excited to see what he do at Atwell. He's an Atwell Archer.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to some of the seventh grade games and I want to see what he does at Atwell. So Jansen, you know what? Somebody said I remember that game. It was some inconsistencies in the call. That's the one with the touchdown.
Yeah.
I was like, man, but hey, it be like that sometimes. We still won.
I was about to say I don't think y'all lost. So
we're undefeated. We're gonna try and run that back. Jansen, put another picture up for us, please.
Anyone?
Yeah, anyone. Right here. Tell me about this picture right here, Brother Pat.
Oh, well, you know, we hadn't really talked much about the Dub, but the Dub is something I actually love doing with the high school groups and all that. They roll out the carpet for the Dub everywhere we go. As a matter of fact, I just got passes to go to the Star in Frisco for the North Crowley-Lancaster game. This was a playoff game, I believe, in Arlington at one of the Arlington stadiums. South Oak Cliff had just won one of their rounds of the playoffs, and I didn't realize until a few years ago that they get trophies out there every round they win. So yeah, bro, they like every round they win, they get trophies. So yeah, so that was one of the trophies that they won, and of course they was gracious enough to let me take a picture with it and represent. But that's how much love they show the Dub out in the Metroplex.
So the Dub is the Dub an acronym?
So the Dub stands for the DF Dub, short for the DF Dub.
Okay.
So so everything that, and you know, they've always called the DF Dub the Dub or whatever. So you know, I thought that would be a great name for the high school thing, meaning we're covering everything DFW.
Okay, so what's the? I know if it's Pat, it's gonna be doing it big. So how did the Dub start?
So I was in the Texas Youth and High School Sports Group for years. I always see them in there talking cash money, acting crazy and stuff. I barely commented, but I had a couple of homies in there. Jeremy, J-Mac, he used to coach my son in basketball. So, you know, I've always followed anything he's done since I've known him and stuff like that. And so, I just reached out to him behind the scenes one day. I said, bro, I got an idea. I said, man, we need to do a high school podcast. And he thought I was playing, and he wasn't with it. He kind of kept delaying it because I had wanted to do it probably almost a year before we actually did it. And so I hit him up again, like, bro, I'm serious. I think we need to do a high school podcast, and here are some of the people I might want on it. And then he said, well, hey, here are some of the people I would want on it, and, I kind of rock with. So we did a little mock show where we just taped it and didn't release it. I might release that one day. We taped it, didn't release it. We had chemistry, and we was like, okay, we're going to rock out. And the other good thing with me is because I'm a referee, I always had coaches' numbers in my phone. Like, my Rolodex is ridiculous. I got a bunch of coaches in my phone from high school, college, and pro. Mm-hmm. So I reached out to a couple of coaches. They said they would do the show. J-Mac reached out to a couple of coaches. They say they would do the show. Our first guest was Coach Mathis, and we hit him with a banger. So out the park, and ever since then, this is our third year. We've had Coach Mathis as our first guest all 3 years. We just had him on last week, which was our first show for this season, and so that knocked it out the park. People liked it. People were interested, and it's just grown, man. The following behind it is crazy. We do some good numbers every show. We need some sponsors, man. I need sponsors. I don't know why it's so hard to get some doggone sponsors for the Dub, the number one high school sports podcast in the DFW.
Well, I'll speak to my boys at, I don't know if Dan Whiskey.
Oh, you know what? J-Mac would love this because we used to put up Johnny Walker sign for him when he be on the show because my boy is sipping Saint. But so J-Mac would love that. So, yeah. But we definitely looking for sponsors for the show because I feel like we've grown to a point where we should have 20 sponsors on this show.
Okay, that's what you know. What I hate to circle back. I hate it, but I want to circle back. We talked about the Heisman. Even if you didn't win the Heisman Trophy, the actual trophy last year, you got that. And if you have an extra, I want to support it. If you got an extra one,
no doubt.
The spinning
bling chain.
The spinning bling chain.
Yes, sir.
How did that come about? Like, what was the thought process? Like, we're going to do this. It spin.
Boy, I tell you what, this is my thing. So, philosophies, I had the guys that worked with me and stuff, my brother included, they were like, man, we don't give out no participation awards. And, man, you either win the big thing or you don't get nothing, da-da-da. And then I sat up here and watched 2 Heisman Trophy ceremonies in a row where people walked out of that mud pissed the blank out. Uh-huh. Like they was mad as hell because they got all dressed up, paid $20 for these tickets, didn't get a meal, and then didn't hear their son name called out as the winner. And so they ran up out of there pissed. And so I'm sitting up here like, I think, and I even had this argument with Kiva Rush, and I said, but I think we have to do something for these babies, and the reason so being is it ain't no damn participation award. These kids deserve to be in the room. So if you deserve to be in the room, you got to get something. It ain't like, hey, the 30th man on the roster, we're giving a whole trophy or something like that. We're giving, these are people that the 3 top candidates that deserve to be at this ceremony, that deserve to be dressed up. So I said, you know what? I'm not listening to y'all this year. One, we're going to give them kids something. I wanted to give them a little bit more or whatever, but the sponsorship, always hard to get, didn't come through. So I decided, okay, I did this out of my own pocket. I bought the bling chains or whatever, and then I wanted to make sure it had a dinner with it. I want everybody to eat and stuff. So we to be honest, we actually did almost everything at the Heisman we had to do out of our own pocket or whatever because the money ran out by the end of the season. It was a great event. Hall of Fame made that thing look big. A couple of things that I feel like we can improve on, but I'm always thinking about the next thing. But I felt like because these kids are the top three best kids in the league, they deserve to walk out with something. And yeah.
That was real nice because, like I said, you didn't have to do it,
right?
But you did it anyway, which was great. Side note: if you had any extras,
get us a sponsor and we'll have some extras for everybody.
All right, so we got that. So, what was it? Oh, Jansen, put that right here. Talk about your referee.
Okay.
So join our team. WBS, or what does that stand for?
Whistleblowers, sports officials.
I do see. Okay, that's boom. So how can one, because it's joint, how can one be a referee with whistleblowers? I know my fat butt can because they be running. When that kid break out running, you got to run with the kid. So I have to be the ref that be like, nah.
Look, we have some referees that are 4Xs and they tend to be the head refs. The head ref ain't got to run as much. So, but
they be running. When them little kids break out, you got to run with that kid, man. Boy.
No doubt. But now, follow us on Facebook. We have our own Facebook page. Also, WBSOofficial@gmail.com is another way to reach us. Word of mouth. I mean, I've had probably about 30 or 40 referees just call me randomly. Hey, somebody gave me your number. I want to work for y'all. We do a lot of big stuff with that, man. Like that's I'm going to say out of everything I do, the referee thing is my number one passion. That, like, I love it. Like, we just had 4 high school games at Cowboy Stadium.
That's where that picture came from.
Yeah, well, that one came from another year when we was at Cowboy Stadium. We've done something at Cowboy Stadium probably the last 3 out of 4 years, but this one we just did was big. We had 4 games. We had 4 different ref crews. We got our own new gear and shirts which are not pictured on there. They put mics on us, so we felt like Ed Hockley out there calling the game. Like, 1st and 10, holding number 65 of the offense. 10-yard penalty, repeat the down. 2nd down. You know, I'm doing all that stuff. We're mic'd up. I'm laughing at other refs because they nervous as hell. I loved it. I was in my element and stuff. And so we've been invited to do stuff in Kansas, Oklahoma, Hawaii, Arizona, Florida, all this year. We've been invited to do all of it. The only trip we didn't take was the Hawaii one because I was just too busy trying to get the league set up. And if I'm not there, I wasn't just going to send any refs there. I have to be there. So, yeah.
That's great. But not only do you do football, people don't know. I've seen you on the court, too.
Oh, yeah.
Because when we did that I don't know, what league was that we was in?
Was that USAYL or something like that?
We was...
With Trish League?
Yeah, the one that was off of Hampton.
Yeah, that was Trish League.
Yeah, so we was out there. They had a good setup.
Yeah.
I like the setup. But that's why I didn't know you was a ref. Until that time, I said,
right.
Oh. And then I saw all the other refs that I've seen all season in football there. I mean, of course, they probably ref other stuff too, probably baseball, whatever. But
yeah,
when I saw them there too, I was like, oh, so this is like a group. Like, this is a thing.
No, it's a thing. Like, we do basketball, soccer, baseball, volleyball. We do every single sport. We as a matter of fact, we just we do high school, so we're in TAPS certified. So if you go on the TAPS website, you're gonna find us. Schools from all over Texas hire us to do stuff. So that's why I'm saying I'm passionate about that because I grown that from the mud. We kind of grew the Big U Sports League from the mud as well. But I think I'm a little more prouder of what we do with the referee stuff because it's taken us across the nation. Like, I used to work with Sports Illustrated, and we used to supply refs for their national stuff in Florida. So it's taken me across the nation.
I might need to be ref. We flying out that way.
No doubt.
But like I said, I can't be.
Oh, yeah. As a matter of fact, I forgot one more spot. We're going to Vegas in January, too. I'm excited about that one.
Man.
Yeah, we got all-star games in Vegas in January, so we'll be out there kicking it.
Sure will. How did you and Darren come apart to join with, I know he has, what's Darren Post?
Hall of Fame?
Hall of Fame, yeah. I don't know why I call him by his government name. How did you and Hall of Fame and BYSL kind of almost you're separate, but you still merge?
Well, he's our media director, man. Like he's the guy. So it ain't a merge. We're partnered up, doing big things.
Uh-huh.
Hell, I don't even know how I met Hall of Fame. I don't even remember the first meeting. I don't remember the first stream he did. I don't remember none of that. All I know is that what God ordains, He ordains. He's a great person, and that's a hard thing to be able to find people that you can work with so seamlessly that's like you're working with you. You got the same work ethics, the same mindset or whatever. Like we've never had an argument. We don't disagree on much at all. I don't think we ever had a disagreement. So I think it's just the working relationship is just so easy. And so, I think that's what made it a great decision. And, and I've worked with a lot of media in Dallas. There's one guy named Ramani. Ramani, if you out there holler at me, bro, like I thought he was my Hall of Fame before Hall of Fame. He worked with us during Texas Lake. This dude is talented as hell. I don't know where he's at, though. He just disappeared off the face of the earth. He did some great work with us. He shot. I got a Whistleblowers commercial he shot. I got a cheer event he shot. I got games he shot that were just like, my God. I don't know where Money is, but he was the Hall of Fame before Hall of Fame. He had the same kind of drive and stuff like that. But I've always been able to gravitate to good people to do great work. The stuff me and Kiba done, I thought the Rush Hour was a great show that we ran for a year and a half.
It was on Mondays.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah, and he's so talented. Hell, I don't think he realized how talented he is. You know what I'm saying? He is talented. You know what I'm saying? He's controversial, but he's smart. He's a smart guy. I think he's.
What he don't know is he's motivated us. The flag 6U. I can't speak. The 6U flag to win because when he said, "And we got the flag," and he said, "We got Brent coming out of retirement," and they laughed. He said he gonna be on the horse with us. I mean, me and Coach T and BL. We was like, "What? Oh no, we gotta prove him wrong." And every week we was like, "Well, they won another one,
right?
Well, they won again."
And see, they won again, and that's the genius though, because you don't want just a yes man or whatever. You want somebody to challenge you. Hell, I thought Hall of Fame was challenging everybody in the league yesterday. I was like, bruh. But you want that, man. Like if it's easy or if everybody's patting you on your back, you never know how really good you are.
Facts. I think we got probably two more, but hey, Jansen, put the last picture of the rankings up. I should say 6U. But man, it's that's all he did. He was like, and they got laughing. We were like, nah, fam, nah. And then we just got the plan. All right, so we have 6U, and I'm just gonna let everybody know who the 6U players are. We have. You know what? I didn't put it in there. But we have coming in number one, we have the Dallas Cardinals. What you think about that? Do you think we, as your professional opinion, can it be ran back?
Boy, flag is always hard because you got to see what you're coming back. You know how in high school or college they say, hey, they got 9 returning starters on offense and 3 on defense. I don't know what y'all got returning back. Like, I didn't have an opinion on the flag at all. You know what I'm saying? I let them do what they do. Now, I put my opinions out on some things. The last thing I remember was that Texas Fade Warriors won in the spring and that the Texas Wolves won in the fall. You know what I'm saying? So those would be really the kids that would be playing this 6U to me. You know what I'm saying? That's all I remember. The 6U that y'all had kind of in my mindset, and I may be wrong, have graduated to the next level.
A lot have, but then we have a lot of returning kids.
Gotcha.
We had a lot of kids that the birthdays they are 7. They are 7.
Yeah.
But they
cut off.
But the cutoff, like him, he turned 7, but his cutoff was his birthday's July 17th.
Right.
So he could still be flagged.
Right.
But if it was June 30th, he'd be on that tackle. But he is going to play up.
I was going to ask you, was he going to play up? Because, I noticed a lot of kids starting that, and the parents, they get so anxious. They ready to put them babies in them helmets. I'm a fan of waiting as long as you can. And he's got size, though. Really, if you got size, you can do it.
But he's short. But he got heart. I put it like that.
All right, stand up. Let me see how tall you are.
Stand up, Ashley.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, no, you still got size, boy. I'm gonna put you in the middle like Warren Sapp and let you go to work.
And then we had Texas Faith Warriors at number 2. I know they won the spring,
Yeah.
but they didn't have 6U flag last year. They had 6U tackle. So I'm kind of like, man, you're going to rate them high for not being in 6U last year, but want to come through. But they 5U did go to the bowl.
Yeah.
And they got a lot of returning people from that 5U. But then, like, 'cause I got little kinfolk, he's on the 10U.
Right.
Who's Texas Faith Warriors, and he said there's a lot that like, because some parents like, we want to keep them tackled, just like you said, they rush to get them in them pads.
Right.
And then some parents like me, like, no, we're gonna do this extra year of because he did that too. He said we're gonna do this extra year of flag, and then coming in number 3 is, man, the Wolves. Wolves did the fool last year when they came in with Trap Boy Freddie.
Boy, hey, you see what I'm saying? Look, ain't that so big, you sports league? Ain't that so big, you sports league? That's what I'm talking about, boy. That's how we do it. Like,
I came with Trap Boy Freddie. It was like, wait a minute, and then it was like a movie.
Bro, it was.
Hall of Fame did it like a movie.
Like a movie, bro. I loved it, bro. It looked like the start of Boys in the Hood or something.
And then, hold up, I think it was, sit down, boy. Then it was Texas Faith Warriors. Didn't they have a band at
Texas Faith Warriors came out with a rapper and a band. Yeah, they sure did.
They had a band.
Yeah, they had some of the pieces to the band, and I remember that because we had to let the band in through a certain entrance. Bro, that's what ain't that so big, you sports league?
Boy, I was like, dang, that's cold. And then coming in number 4 is the Chiefs. Sit back, and I look forward to them. They did a lot of recruiting this year.
Let me say something about the Chiefs. They played in the Fort Worth League in the spring. So, I think they did that covertly or whatever. I think they didn't want to show what they had. And they went over there and proceeded to run through that league, bro. They are good. Like, don't nobody know about how good their flag is. They're good.
Yeah, you said they did that so like the hide your hand.
Yeah. I mean, I see what you're doing, Cut. I see what you're doing. Yeah.
Week 2, my boy. Week 2.
Oh, it's up, bro. And like then, they good.
And then last, I see we have the team, which is the Leopards out there in Wichita. Like we said earlier, they had a little boy last year in the cast that was dominant. I'm looking forward to playing each and one of these teams. I know Texas Faith Warriors isn't on our schedule, so we'll see you in the playoffs. But real good teams. Top 5 is real. I have where the rankings are at. I have no that's it. That's because those teams are tough, especially when you have like the Faith Warriors with their 5U coming back. All 5U come back to 6U. It's tough. So, Pat, man, I want to thank you for coming out, brother. We had a great conversation.
I'm gonna take out the glasses. I can't be the whole show with the glasses on. Okay, there we go. There we go. My bad. But them lights are bright though. I struggle with a lot of light. I be squinting.
Hey, show them the bling, Pat. Show them the bling. Even you too could win one of these. And so I just want to say thank you. Thanks for coming out. I know it took some time out your schedule, being that it's the start of the season. You're real tough. You want to say something?
Talk that talk.
Say Bird Gang on me, Bird Gang on 3.
Bird Gang on me, Bird Gang on 3.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
Bird Gang.
Bird Gang.
All right. Hey, y'all want to tap in? There's a lot. Hey, Dallas Cardinals versus the Lancaster Bulldogs in Lancaster. Flag start at 10. It's going to be a good game. Another team I want is they're out in Grand Prairie. That's our
Grand Prairie Hurricanes?
Yeah. I saw them a little bit in this spring.
Okay.
I can't wait for them. So, hey, thank you for showing up. Like I said, I'm back.
Superman.
See you in 2 weeks. BYSL. See you Saturday. Boom, we out.
Let's go.
When they come to that money, Zilla, man, gotta have it. See, I be swerving and